On my journey of simplifying and slowing down and just letting go, I found that honestly, less is better. And I want to share with you the 25 things that I quit to simplify my life in the hopes that it might spark something within you to start looking at things that you want to simplify in your own life. These things I'm going to name are really personal to me. So I'm not saying you have to simplify these things in your life and quit these things, but it might set you on the right path just to hear these things, these ideas. So let's jump in. The first thing was quitting apps that I had on my phone that really didn't serve me. I had so many apps. I mean, I had the app for Sephora and oh God, just so many, especially like purchasing apps. And they were just ways that I wasted my time and not in a way that felt good. So I deleted those apps from my phone. I deleted Instagram and Facebook and all that. I can access it on my computer, but I removed it from my phone. Two is I stopped following certain influencers. There were certain YouTubers specifically that I loved watching. I loved their personalities and I loved their content. But a lot of their content was, trying out Amazon clothing or trying out kitchen gadgets. And I would watch these because I obviously love the YouTuber. But then I would be like, oh, I should buy that or I should buy this. And I'd be, influenced to buy these things. And although it hurt me to unsubscribe to these people because I do want to support them, I just couldn't allow myself to fall into those patterns again. I stopped shopping sales just to shop sales. Like, if I saw that a website that I kind of liked had a sale, I would be all over that. Even if I didn't need anything. And most of the time I didn't need anything. I would just go looking page after page after page and see what the sales were and buy things just because they were on sale. It's like, ooh, it used to be $60, but now it's 20. I'm gonna get that. Which, I mean, is not great. I made a lot of purchases like that because they were on sale. And like when I need something, yeah, I'll go to the sales rack in a store when I actually need to buy something. And there's nothing wrong with shopping sales, but I don't shop sales just to shop sales anymore. I also stopped window shopping, like just going into the store or the mall to just see what there is without having something that you actually need, because inevitably that would just lead me to buy something that I didn't actually need. I wasn't going there for that. I just saw it and it was cute. And I am a sucker for something that is cute and adorable. Again, like a lot of these things I quit, but it's really hard and I sometimes fall back into old patterns, but I'm trying my best. And I'm not judging myself for having little moments of not following the fact that I quit these things. Okay. I quit buying just to buy. Sometimes it was like I just needed that kick. I just wanted to go on Amazon and just purchase a thing. It felt so good buying it, having it arrive on it's so nice. But it was more of the rush of buying it than the actual owning of the thing. So I stopped buying just to buy, and which goes into my other point of what I quit, which is number 6, clutter. I quit clutter. No more clutter. And I'm not a minimalist, although I might be. I'm not sure. I don't like visual clutter. And I like decor though. Decor is cool. I like having unique things, but I don't like clutter. And there's a difference between the two, right? Clutter is things that are just there. They're not things that we appreciate, not things that we love, but they're just kind of present. I stopped buying things or keeping things I don't absolutely love. I quit keeping just in case items. So things that I didn't really need, it was just maybe I need it in the future, who knows. But a lot of the things that I was keeping just in case, I'd had them for years and wasn't using them. So I'm donating those to somebody who can use them right now. Number 9 is not feeling bad about spending on my value categories. So I mentioned there's a lot of things I'm not buying anymore, a lot of things that I'm de-influencing myself out of buying. That doesn't mean that I'm not buying anything. There are still things that I do spend money on because I've identified what is of value to me and I don't feel bad about buying these things. A very silly maybe example is fresh flowers. I love having flowers in the house and I don't mind buying them. I don't mind spending money on that. Number 10 is I quit comparing my home to Pinterest homes. I love Pinterest. It's beautiful. They're amazing. They give me tons of ideas of renovations I would love to do one day, but they're not real. A lot of the houses we see on social media, they're not that they're not real, but they're staged, they're lighted, they're filmed in a specific way, they're photographed in a specific way, and they're not technically lived in. My home is lived in, and it'll always be lived in, even when my daughter gets older, and that's okay. I just gotta accept what I do have. I also stopped comparing myself to others. Other people who in my everyday life have really nice, clean homes. They make all their own food, They bake, they cook, they're perfect, or they seem perfect. And that's also comparing myself to others within my work, right? I don't compare myself to other therapists. I used to. Now I don't. I'm just completely my own individual. How I run my business is how I run my business. And even like as a YouTuber, I try not to compare myself because I'm me. I can't be anybody else. I quit feeling bad for having a messy home. Again, I have a child, and when she's done playing, the house is a mess, and I don't always get around to cleaning it up. And that's okay. She's fed, she's happy, we're all good. So sometimes my house is messy. Meh. I stopped trying to force habits and routines onto myself. I've read Atomic Habits, and it's a really good book, and I know the power of habits and habit stacking and all of that. However, it can have a dark side to it when you put too much expectations on yourself to have the perfect morning routine. And at one point I tried to do that. I even had like little check boxes. So I would do every single little thing, have my water, go for my walk, green smoothie, I don't know, whatever. And then I would just feel bad when I didn't complete the list. I don't do that anymore. I don't force habits. Habits just form naturally. I do it slowly. Whatever actually feels right. And if it doesn't feel right, I don't continue it. This one kind of goes together, 14 and 15, which is I quit the fear of failure and I quit perfectionism. There are so many things in my life that I could have done that I stopped myself from doing because of the fear of failure and my perfectionism. Or things that I did, but it was so scary to do. Like even I was so afraid of applying to my master's degree to become a therapist because I was afraid I was going to either not get in or I was going to fail out of the program. Like I hadn't even submitted the application and I was already thinking that way. I've quit that, which is one of the reasons why I've jumped into making my own private practice and creating this YouTube channel, which I never would have done before. And posting videos, even when I don't feel that they're any good. Like this one is probably not going to be good, but I'm still going to post it because, you never know. I've stopped glorifying busyness. I used to love saying, I'm so busy. Even overwhelmed felt like a badge of honor. And I don't do that anymore. I've stopped expecting myself to go to social events when I really don't want to. When you're in business, you're kind of expected to go to events like Chamber of Commerce or other kinds of networking events. And yeah, sometimes I will go because, networking is still good. But if I don't feel like going, I don't go anymore. I used to push myself to go, and that's not always the best. I'm not at my best when I go when I'm not feeling it. And there's some activities that I really love doing because now it's like, okay, I'm saying no to this, but this other thing that I'm going to do, I love. I go to networking events called Business Sisters, and it's for women entrepreneurs and locally. And I love that. I love connecting with these women and learning about them and their businesses and supporting each other. So that one I like going to, but others I'll say no to because it's not what I want to be doing right now. 18 is I stopped feeling guilt for needing rest. I made a video all about being a highly sensitive person, which I will link up above somewhere. I stopped rushing through life to achieve goals. Often I just felt that I had a goal in mind of in 10 years I want to be this, and I was just aimed at my goal in the future, just charging towards it and missing the present. So I don't do that anymore. I live in the present instead of the future. I also stopped over planning and crazy over planning. Like I would plan really like 10 years in advance of like, oh, this is kind of home that I would want, this kind of job I would want, how I would see my life, what actions I have to do now to reach that goal. And then once I reach that end end finish line, then things will be better. But it's life. There's no finish line. So yeah, it's okay to work towards things, but you have to live in the present. I also stopped setting goals that weren't within my control. So instead of saying I have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers so I can be monetized, it's I have a goal of posting one video a week. Because that is something that I can control. I can't control if people find value in my videos and want to subscribe. That's something that's outside of my control, but posting one video a week is something that I can control. So that is my goal. I stopped buying into the societal views of success. So success is having a really nice house, a really nice car, having a job that pays really, really well, or have a job title that looks good on a resume. I removed those as my ideas of success and have redefined my own version of success. I quit defending myself and explaining myself to others for how I live my life, raise my child, run my businesses. Like, I have a lot of people who are like, well, you should do this, you should do that, or, with your child, you should, like, before I used to get defensive, I guess, and explain myself and try to just really convince others that what I was doing was okay and right. And what I realized is I don't have to do that because I know what I'm doing is right and it's right for my family, it's right for me. And if they truly can't see that or don't want to even acknowledge that, then they're really just looking to contradict. They're looking to put down and my way of living to raise their own or make sense of their own. And they own that. Like that's their thing. I don't need to justify my existence to anyone. Yeah, that's the quote. 24 is I let go of my judgments around money and my narrative around money. There's a narrative in society that, oh, rich people are a certain way. We kind of villainize them. And there's also like this narrative that, oh, I'm poor. Like I used to always say, like, I'm so poor. I'm not poor. I'm like middle class. Like I'm good. But I'm not rich. I'm like, I'm poor or I'm always going to be poor. I'm never going to be able to afford blah, 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 insert thing here. And that is such a invalidating and victim way of viewing my life. So I don't do that anymore. Comparing, the money and viewing myself as less than because of money. That's the thing. That's the message I'm trying to get across. Money is not good or bad. Money is a tool. Money is not good or bad. Money is a tool. And so do I want financial freedom? Of course. Do I want other people to have financial freedom? Of course. And if we view money as good or bad, we cannot use the tool that it is to improve our lives. Because would I like more money too so I can help others? Yes, of course, because that's a tool that I could use to help others. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it because that's something that would be so amazing if I had money to help others, help my family, help my friends. If I could get this YouTube channel to be more sustainable, I could hire my friend who's an editor, like that kind of stuff. So my views of money have changed. So I've stopped viewing money in a negative light. Number 25 is I've stopped buying into the lie that this is just the way life is. Because what I mean by that is we think that, you go to school, you work, you die. You know, what I hear a lot of, like, my brother says to me is like, it is what it is. And no, it's not. There's so much more to life. But we're so stuck in a rat race that we don't see that. And that's kind of what got me started on my journey of slow living, is just there's more to life than this. There has to be more to life than this. And there is. I've been seeing that more and more. God, get out of the rat race. Honestly, that's what I'm doing, is like, money's a tool, right? I don't need to buy things all the time, because when you buy things, you need to work more to own the things, and it's just a freaking vicious cycle. So I quit that. I would love to hear what you want to quit in your life to simplify it. Is there anything that you'd like to quit? Maybe one of the things that I've named. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.